Welcome to the Ironworth Trading Show. I'm your host, Coach Price. This is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. Super late today, y'all. I usually go live at 12 or 11 p.m. It's 3:48 a.m. Tuesday, March 10th. It's all right, though. Today is already twice as good as yesterday and half as good as tomorrow, right? So if y'all up, you know what I'm saying, welcome to the late night show, the late night version, the graveyard shift. Okay, but tonight we're going to slow it down. At the same time, I guess I need to speed it up. A lot of people saw the headlines. They saw oil moving like crazy, saw the stock market bounce, right? We saw technology stocks run, and now they confused. Everybody trying to figure out what the is going on, right? What happened? How did y'all go? How did y'all do in the market today? How did y'all make it out the market? So yeah, people are trying to figure out how the market can look scared one minute and then bullish the next, right? Yeah, they trying to understand why oil can shoot up the way it did and drop. Oil tore a lot of people ass up. It did. Now, we want to talk about why stocks can fall and then recover, but people on the internet keep talking with confidence when they clearly do not understand what they're looking at, right? Shit changes. It could be one way today, it could be another way tomorrow. But tonight I'm going to do what most people will not do, and I'm going to teach it as slow as I possibly can and save us time at the same time, okay? So if you do not understand what just happened, then you are going to become emotional. And once you become emotional in the market, you no longer thinking, you are reacting, okay? Now, reaction is where you will get punished. So let's start with the big picture. The market was dealing with a lot of fear with this conflict involving the United States and Iran, right? I don't know what you're talking about, Benjamin. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, that fear that we've been dealing with pushed the money into certain places and it pushed the money out of other places, right? So we know that oil went wild because traders thought the war could hurt supply. Stocks got shaky because higher oil can create inflation pressure and that's going to hurt the economy, right? The dollar moved. Bonds, we got the bonds, they even moved. A lot of investors start thinking that, they start thinking about interest rates. Get your gay ass out of here, man. He said some crazy stuff, y'all. I got him out of here, though. Or going down more. Yeah, I do. But yeah, so Trump made comments that suggested that the war may not drag on as much as we thought it would, right? Trump made these comments, and whether they true or not, you know, that's what we got to find out. That's what we got to see, because he made it seem like it ain't as bad as, we think it is right now, okay? Yeah, he made some comments, kind of changed some shit around. Now, the market's expectations matter just as much as reality, and sometimes even more. Telly, what up? What up, what up, what up? So that's the first thing I want y'all to understand for this lesson real quick, right? The market does not only react to what is happening right now, but it reacts to what people think might happen next. Y'all gonna hear me say that a lot until y'all actually grasp that. Not tonight, just over time, y'all gonna hear me say that a lot, okay? Because it's the truth. Now, if traders think that something horrible is coming, and the prices move before the horrible thing fully happens. You understand? And if traders suddenly believe that the worst case scenario may not happen, the prices simply reverse before the danger is completely gone. So don't think that don't get mad at nobody. Don't get married to one side. You got to be prepared for shit like this. And just because it's doing what it's doing right now, don't even mean it's gonna fully do a whole reversal back to 700. But hey, it's not impossible for that to happen. All right, so that's exactly what we saw. We saw a lot of people get scared and react off that, and then we see a lot of people react off what he just said. So a lot of beginners think that the market is simple like that. They believe that good news should make stocks go up and bad news should make the stocks go down. That shit sound nice. It sound good, all right? But that's not how it works. It's not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. The market is not a kindergarten classroom where every action is going to get you a sticker. This is a giant machine we talking about that's constantly asking you, what does this mean for the future? Not just today. I'm talking about the future. Okay? So what does it mean for future oil prices? What does it mean for the inflation in the future? How much this company gonna make in the future? What the interest rate's gonna look like in the future? What about the future fear? All of this is taken into account. This is how the market think. So when the war headlines got serious, a lot of us start thinking, what if this gets worse? Okay, what if oil supply gets disrupted? What if the shipments get hit? Somebody said, what's spot looking like for you? Are you bearish? I still am, username. I until we break above resistance, yes, I am. And we got heavy levels of resistance on SPY, up at 690. I want to say 697. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, that's the fear hit the market fast whenever we start thinking about how bad shit could get, right? And then when Trump, all he had to do was hint towards the fact that not even fact, he hinted towards the possibility that the conflict might be wrapping up faster than expected, right? Basically that this war ain't gonna last long, and the market started asking a different question. So what if the worst does not happen? That question right there caused a shift from it to go what it did. Somebody says today was just to fill in the gap, no real price action, and then Trump spoke. That's right. I saw it. Now, that shift is why oil came down. Y'all, we saw oil shoot up like crazy just to come back down, and it's damn near like yesterday didn't even happen. Or yeah, it's like it didn't even go up. But like it filled that gap too. So for those that was here for the past couple of days and y'all kept asking what the gaps mean, this is a perfect example of what it looks like. But this gap got filled immediately, like the very next day. So anybody that was trading fair value gaps made a lot of money. Everybody else, we looking at it like, if this lasts for 6 months, like Iran is threatening, if this actually is not finna be over like Trump said it's gonna be over, then this is just a buying opportunity. This is gonna go right back up again. All right, but anyways, oil is pretty much the center of the storm. If you want to understand this market move, you got to understand oil. It's been the main character. Yeah, it matters. It touches almost everything. Y'all know that, right? We've been talking about it for about a week now. Been talking about it for about a week. Where is it at? There we go. Yeah, oil touches everything. It affects transportation. It affects shipping, flights, trucking, food prices. So it's not just a commodity. It's one of the nerves in the economic body, believe it or not. This is very important. So when traders got scared that the war in the region was going to hurt the oil flow, they started bidding oil higher for higher prices. And then they was pricing in the possibility that the supply could become harder to move, harder to protect, harder to trust. But since somebody in the comment section is confused, saying something is wrong, let me explain it simpler for them, right? Oil does not have to fully disappear for prices to rise, but the fear of disruption is enough to move the price. That's it. That's all that had to happen. The market don't wait politely for a full shortage. It moves when people think a shortage could happen. That's all it takes. Remember, this shit 90% psychological, 10% technical analysis. That's what a lot of beginners miss, right? The market is forward looking. Charlie looking. Charlie, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to call it panic premium because you pay the premium for, you pay for implied volatility. But yeah, that panic premium started coming out of oil and oil dropped. Yeah, that drop in oil ended up calming down the rest of the market. So if oil cooled down, if oil cools off, inflation pressure might cool off. If inflation pressure cool off, the market gonna feel less pressure around the rates. And y'all know what happened if the rates feel less threatened, right? Them growth stocks that we invested in and then the technology stocks and shit can breathe again, okay? You see how everything connected? Who's still confused? This is why I keep telling people do not study markets in little bitty ass isolated pieces. One thing affects the next thing. The market is connected. It's all one machine. Okay? So let's talk about why the stocks bounce back before I lose track. Let's talk about why the stocks bounce back. Yeah, username. That's pretty much what I'm doing right now. This is 4 o'clock is about as pre-market as you're going to get from me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's talk about these stocks real quick because a lot of y'all, trade stock options, right? Or futures. Okay. So a lot of the major US indexes snapped back after a rough couple of days that we had. The market pretty much been hit by fear. Yeah. And then it suddenly got relief. Who could tell me, are we in an uptrend or a downtrend right now? Are we in an uptrend or a downtrend, and why? How do you know we are in whichever one we in? Let's see if y'all been paying attention. Okay. Evacuation list in the building. Who can tell me what type of chart pattern this is? And if y'all already know, you know what I'm saying, thank you for joining the Ironworth Trading Show. Just hit the follow button. I appreciate you for being here. You so smart. You done walked inside a classroom that you really more advanced in, right? Just come say, hey, drop a couple likes and you can keep it moving because I'm looking out for the people who, they learning. I get a lot of geniuses come in here and say, this is easy information. Well, take your ass on then. Chuck says, looks like a downtrend. That's right, Chuck, but why? I'm looking for somebody to tell me why so the people reading that's learning can know why. Why is this a downtrend? When they see green candlesticks going up from 655 to 679. Lavish Lele, okay. I see you. I see you, Lele. Well, not necessarily Telly because the 9 EMA is the blue line, right? And the price is above the blue line. That blue squiggly line in the middle of the chart, that is the 9 EMA. So the price is above that right now, but it is making lower lows. It's making lower highs, right? That's a downtrend. You see how every time it go down, it's going lower than it went before? And every time it go up, it's going lower than it went before? That is a downtrend. So let's talk about it real quick before I lose track, right? Technology. A lot of technology companies and shit like that, they react strongly whenever fear around rates and inflation starts to calm down. Okay, the technology stocks are often valued based on future growth. So when the market think that the future may not be as fucked up as we thought it was going to be a few hours ago, they respond very fast. All right, get used to it. This shit is quantum. It's different. This is different. This is why NASDAQ ran stronger. And also a lot of semiconductors stood out. So a lot of chip stocks are tied to major growth right now. AI, right? Don't act like you don't know. Don't let all this shit make you forget about it, because we just wouldn't shut up about it, about a month or two ago. So don't forget about AI. Falling wedge is the 2 orange line. Yes, you want me to go back to it? Hold on, I'll go back to it. Hold on, you know I like my comic books. All right, hold on, let me go back to it so you can see. Yeah, that's a falling wedge, though. We just gapped on QQQ. Thank you for the update. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about now, though. So, like, computing demand, infrastructure, future technology spending. So the fact that this fear is relaxing right now, the money is going to run back towards the strongest growth it already believes in. That's exactly what happened. They're going to see these prices. They're going to look like they're going to, they pretty much shopping in the Goodwill. So this is a lesson I want y'all to get through y'all head. The market usually run back to where it already loves once the fear gives it permission to. That's why you can't just look at a green candle and say, oh, this is random strength. No, you need to, you got to ask why that strength showed up right there. Like, what's going on? The money pretty much rotated back into the area that already had strong long-term belief behind it. Okay. So if I had to explain today in one very simple sentence to a beginner, I would say the market got scared that the war pretty much could push the oil higher. Okay. And then the market relaxed because it started believing that the war may not go as long as you thought it would. Who this is? Cool Nerd. What up? What up? Medium Wave says it's a news heavy macro environment market right now. Yeah. Y'all about to have a wonderful day. I could tell because y'all up early. The early bird gets the worm, but we rarely get sleep. Some of y'all like, I don't know what the hell you talking about, but I get my sleep. I know that's right. But look, though, all I'm saying is that's the basic story. If y'all can grasp that, then you already ahead of a lot of people pretending that they know what the fuck they talking about online. Most people do not really understand price movement, y'all. They just memorize headlines and then they repeat that shit with confidence. Cool Nerd said, in markets like this, you have to understand sector rotation and believe in your trading analysis or technical analysis. Okay. Juju says, damn, I missed it. Just coming in. Juju, I actually just got started like 15 minutes ago. You ain't missed too much or nothing. Yeah, the real question you want to ask yourself, though, is, is not just what happened, you know what I'm saying? But what did traders think this meant for the future? That is where the money lives. If you can figure that out, you're going to be ahead of the game. This shit is chess, not checkers, okay? So let's slow it down because I know everybody don't fucking know how to play chess. So let's slow this down. I'm not about to teach you how to play chess. Calm down. All right, if you want to learn, I will. Outside of this, I will. But anyways, this is where people stay dumb for years if don't nobody correct them, okay? It's a difference between the news, what the news say, and what the price say. The news is the event. Pricing is the market's reaction to what it thinks that event means. Okay, they're not the same thing. A lot of y'all like duh, but you will be amazed. Okay, now bad news can already be priced in, y'all. My name used to be priced in because I love taking shit into account that's already been priced in. Cool Nerd said I rolled SPY 0 DTE, which means 0 days to expire, y'all. He did some day trades. He bought calls. That means he thought the price was going up from 662 to 667, and it did. Nice bag on that gap fill up, which means that it went up and filled the gap that it gave us yesterday. A gap is just where you see candlesticks missing. Toxic says they need buyers when institutions sell. Thank you for sharing the live, Telly. Real talk. I love the support, y'all. I appreciate it. Yeah, y'all. While I'm yapping, I appreciate it if y'all be tapping, right? And if you're new here, hit the follow button so you don't miss another live stream. Hit the notification bell because as you can tell, I go live random as hell. I'm already winning says, can you check Live Nation? Not right now. Not right now, my boy, not right now. Did you even hit the follow button? I'd do it if you hit the follow button. You know what I'm saying? You see, I got some good people in here that went ahead and hit it for me. Now let's finish because it's already early as hell. Now a scary event can cause a rally if traders thought it could be even worse. Right? Sometimes it is fucked up, but it ain't as bad as we thought it was gonna be. Sometimes a positive event can cause this shit to drop because we thought it was gonna do more than that. I'm telling y'all, once y'all grasp that, you will stop asking questions like, but why did they go down and they had good earnings? You know what I'm saying? This is why people who only trade based on their emotional reaction to headlines, they gonna get chopped and screwed. Chase Bands, what's happening? Ain't it past your bedtime, nephew? Henry says, almost hit my take profit. Toxic says, poor guidance. Henry says, almost take profit hit. Okay. Yeah. So the market is not rewarding y'all feelings. You feel me? It's pricing expectations whenever that happens. So you got to ask, was the market already scared? Was it already optimistic? Was it positioned the wrong way? Once you start thinking like that, you're going to stop becoming a victim of every headline. Again, I want to make this ridiculously simple. Imagine everybody in a room, okay? Imagine everybody in the room thinks that a huge storm is coming, okay? That everybody buying flashlights and shit, water, food, batteries. Y'all buying more toilet tissue than y'all did when COVID first hit the storm, right? So imagine that. Imagine everybody panicking. And then suddenly a report come in and say the storm may still come, but it might not hit as hard as y'all thought, right? So what's going to happen? Who can tell me what happens when that happens? Hey, Juju, you did enough. I don't want you to break a nail. You feel me? I don't want you to break a nail. Thank you. You good. You did enough. You did more than enough, Juju. You earned your keep. You feel me? That's the price of admission. You done. You overpay. You pay for everybody drink. Got me to 4,000 likes. Thank you. All it do is push me out to the push me out to the For You page. So yeah. No, I appreciate the knowledge. So keep going. All right, bet she said, no, keep talking, nigga. All right, look. So pretty much whenever that happens, some people relax, some people panic, buy the stop, some people, the prices come down, some people return what they bought. But pretty much don't nobody feel the same no more. That's what the market do. First it's gonna react to the fear of the storm, right? Just the thought of some shit coming gonna make them, it's gonna react off that. Then they gonna react again to the idea that maybe the storm will not be as severe. If y'all learn this and execute, okay, the power of execution is very, very magical. Because it's like, they say knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. You have to apply this shit. That is why you can get violent moves in both directions without, the world fully changing. The price moves because expectations move, right? So this is how the market can be manipulated by a fucking tweet. All right? Now, the market was scared because of the war. The war made a lot of people, what was it, oil? Oil went bananas. And just to give it all right back, just guess where it's going to go with your common sense. Stop drawing lines and bullshit. Says LJ 3355. Y'all heard LJ 3355 says just guess where it's going to go. That's LJ's advice. Just guess where it's going to go. Go to the casino and go play fucking roulette, buddy. I'm finna mute you too with that gambling mindset talking about just guess. Because nobody in here is just guessing, man. So what site is this? That was Webull, Juju. This is Trading View. That was Webull. But anyways, yeah, the market shifted from fear of escalation to hope of de-escalation. All he had to do is say, this shit is not over. No, I'm sorry. This shit is over for real. I got it in the bag. I'm going to go over there and just shut this shit down. That's pretty much what bruh said. And just him saying that made it do what it do. It could be a lie. I know a lot of us feel like it's a lie. And that a lot of, it's probably a lot of U.S. people, a lot of U.S. soldiers dying and shit that we don't know nothing about. But that's neither here nor there, right? I ain't here to talk about that shit. I'm not here to get political. All I'm saying is, it don't mean that the story is over. You know what I mean? It don't mean that the danger is gone. It just means that the market adjusted the fear level. That is the lesson. All right. Now, what do I want to do? I want to talk about gold and silver too, because they confuse a lot of people. Like, people, gold rise on fear. Gold can rise on a weaker dollar. It could also pull back. So it's not a one button reaction. Everybody think it is. Username said, yeah, it's more than 500 headlines that's lying. Yeah. So, and yeah, silver is messier than gold though. Silver is even messier because silver got both precious metal behavior and industrial metal behavior. See, this shit is all through AI and technology, your cell phones, electric vehicles, etc. Right? So it can move like a safety asset 1 minute, and then it'll turn around and move like it's growth sensitive the next. You got to be careful with that. So when you see gold and silver moving around while oil and the stocks and the bonds is shifting too, I don't panic. That's the market sorting shit out, a lot of different things at one time. The deeper thing you should pay attention to, though, is that assets do not always move for one reason. Sometimes they react into 3 or 4 things at the same time. I'm not lazy when it comes to doing my due diligence. I want to, really figure this shit out, right? It's cause and effect. If the war gets worse, oil may rise. If oil rises, inflation fear may rise. If inflation fear rises, the stocks may struggle. The yields may get complicated, right? If oil eases, inflation fear may rise. That's the chain. If the fear rises, the stock's going to bounce and everybody won't be so scared no more. So, yeah, it's not complicated because people is dumb. It's complicated because the markets are connected. If you break it into steps, then it becomes completely understandable, right? That's why we got to make sure we take our time and break it down. So yeah, step 1. Let's go over it again before I continue for those that's just coming in. Let me walk it through one more time. Step 1, the market hears scary war news. Step 2, traders get scary as hell. They fear that the oil supply we finna have some oil supply problems. The third thing that happened is the oil price jumps. The fourth thing to happen, higher oil creates inflation concerns. People get scared. Step 5, inflation concerns pressure the market. People get scared. Step 6, a new statement suggests maybe the conflict calms down sooner than fear. That happened yesterday on Trump gave his little speech. Gave his little speech, man. Hold on. Yeah. When he gave his little press briefing. But yeah, so and then what happened? Oil dropped after he gave his speech. Oil dropped, right? Eighth thing that happens. So a lot of the fear that was in the market started to come out. So we was in extreme fear. The stock started to rebound. We had the S&P came back up from like 659, 655, some shit like that, right? Especially technology stocks and growth stocks. And then the 10th thing, the market is still alert. Just know we still alert, but we not as terrified as we was before. That is the play-by-play for those that sat here long enough to listen. That's why I tell people that if you can't explain a market move simple, then shit, you probably don't really understand it. You just memorize some big words and you still confused about this shit for real. All right, so yeah. A lot of people in the market, they're addicted to sounding smart. They don't actually want clarity. They want performance. They want to post a chart, use a few big words, say liquidity 3 times like Candyman and shit, and think this shit gonna make some money pop up in their account. Act like they cracked the Da Vinci Code and shit, right? That's gonna keep a lot of beginners lost, making y'all think this shit rocket science when it's not. I don't want to sound impressive. I want y'all to understand and understand cause and effect. It's simple. If you can understand cause and effect, you can survive. If the price gets to this level of resistance and it fails to break above this level of resistance, I mean, shit, if the bouncy ball hits the floor, it's going to hit the ceiling. If it fails to break through the ceiling, it's going to hit the floor. How simple was that? Put a W in the chat if you understand that. Fuck everybody you ever had try to teach you this shit that didn't make it that simple. That's how I feel. I'm sorry for cursing. That's just how I feel. They make it seem like it's something that, if if you just repeat fancy language, you're going to get smoked the moment the market stop doing what you hoped it was going to do. So stop chasing somebody who think, who sound like they know what they talking about. Chase clarity. Don't chase shit. Matter of fact, you didn't have to chase me. I wasn't running. I'm not running from you. When you chase something, it's running from you. This is more like a magnet situation, right? The same way, that's how you want to deal with wealth. It's going to be attracted to you. The part that always confused me was knowing when to pull out. Also, levels. Is it beyond? Okay, well, the storyteller, check this out. I'm going to start with the first part you just said, the knowing when to pull out situation. Let's pretend for a hot second, and I'm just going to I'm going to answer both of them in this one sentence, and I'm going to use the chart too. That white line in the middle where it says 675, the reason why that is there, that is an important level because the price kept coming there, and every time it get at this level, it will reverse and go the opposite direction. Like there will be some type of battle between the buyers and the sellers, like a tug of war battle right there at that level. So you want to mark multiple levels. Every time you see them fighting like that, you mark that level. Okay. And now when it come to getting out of a trade, if you make sure you marking support and resistance levels, those are where you get out at. Those are your take profit levels and your entry levels, the support and resistance. On smaller time frames, you enter. Right? You may even use a smaller time frame to get out of a trade too. But that's what the smaller time frames is for, precision. Okay, to be very accurate on, I want to make sure I want to see where I'm getting in at. Do that make sense? If not, let me know, because I can go even more simple than that. Yeah, let me know. I don't like this candle. That makes sense? Yeah, Juju. Okay, so the semiconductor space stood out today or yesterday. It's been one of the strongest long-term themes in the market. Everybody know, we investors, we know what the future gonna look like, right? Some like it. Okay. We preparing because we know, hey, this shit gonna blow up in the future. It was so bad they was saying AI was in the bubble because we was investing. People was investing money they didn't even have into AI and technology stocks. Right now, the chip stocks, the microchips, them are tied. Those are tied to artificial intelligence growth, data center expansion. And so they building a lot of data centers in y'all backyard that you don't even know about right now. Okay. So when fear in the broad market starts to ease, money usually goes back into leadership, and that's what's starting to happen, right? A stock or a sector does not lead by accident, y'all. So I want y'all to get this part too. Leadership usually tells you where the market still got conviction. Alex says they're building the biggest one in the United States in my state of Louisiana. Who is they, if you don't mind me asking? Do you know who? Thank you for following me, the storyteller. And thank you for the gifts, Telly. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Now, whenever these semiconductor stocks and these microchip stocks bounce hard, that just tells you that the AI and infrastructure theme is still alive in the stock market's mind. Money still respect that story. Storyteller says there's one being built in my town about 2 miles down the road. That's right. And you got so many people that instead of them applying for jobs at these places, I don't care if you go mop the floor. Okay. But don't be on the wrong side of the field when this shit, when the smoke clear. Let's put it that way. When the smoke clear, don't be on the other side of the field. A lot of y'all should be doing as much research as you can right now. We about to manifest this because I want you to hear me out. Do as much research as you can right now on real estate. If you don't want to deal with real estate, like on a physical level, look up REITs. 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 Do your research on real estate investment trust. It's a way for you to have exposure to real estate without even owning real estate. Okay? Now back to what I was saying. If AI keeps pulling money, well, AI keeps pulling money. Ain't no if to it. It's pulling money because investors believe it is not just a temporary fad. And by the way, Bitcoin just went above $71,000 just now. But anyways, people believe that it can reshape software. Investors believe that AI can reshape hardware, software, the way we search, automation, the way we do work, everything, right? So now whether every company in AI deserve its stock price is a different question. I'm not saying everything is priced the way it should be right now, but again, this is where a lot of people get sloppy. A big theme can be real without every stock in that theme being a good buy. Understand that. Lele said REITs have good dividends as well. For those that don't know, that mean they pay you for owning it. For you owning it, they pay you. All right, so again, that's a huge distinction what I was just talking about. Now, the internet was real. It wasn't just a hype. It wasn't, it wasn't a bubble. It was a real deal. So that did not mean every single .com stock that came out back then deserved to survive. Who remember the .com bubble? A lot of us was too young to know, but when the internet first came out, anything that had a .com on them, like people was investing in it and shit, thinking they was finna get rich. So that's what's happening right now with a lot of these AI companies. AI is powerful, y'all. Alex says, I was there for the housing crisis and it's just too volatile for me. But I get you. Yeah. I love the volatility, Alex. Yeah, man, I ain't even want to tell you how my generation is with the volatility. We damn near feel some type of way when there isn't any. Thoughts on Oracle? Since earnings is tomorrow. Yeah, earnings is tomorrow. My thoughts on Oracle. Well, we've been bullish on Oracle. I just don't like the CEO, to be honest with you. I don't like the CEO. But they do got earnings tomorrow, right? You right. What was the good question that I missed? What did I miss? Storyteller, what I miss? Thoughts on Oracle? Yeah. Oracle. I mean, I can pull up their balance sheet and I can look at and do a full dive on them, but just right off the top, again, the earnings don't mean shit. They can beat the earnings, and it don't mean that that they gonna go up just because they beat earnings. But long term, I think it's a good investment. But that's just my opinion. That's not financial advice, But if you really want me to give you a full, technical analysis, I got to do some more research on them. I don't know how they doing financially right now. Didn't they buy? Don't they own TikTok? Hey, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Now I'm thinking about somebody else. Is it Oracle? Does Oracle own TikTok, y'all? Yes, the data. Okay. Yeah, there you go. There you have it. So what type of thoughts, where does your brain go when you think of that? Like, if somebody asks you, and I want to flip the table since y'all asking me what I think about Oracle. Let's flip the table now that I told y'all, like, where my brain goes when I think of Oracle. I'm like, well, don't they own TikTok? Shit. So what do y'all think? Tell me what are y'all thoughts on Oracle? They own data. Data is everything. Invest, says Storyteller. Come on, y'all. What's up? What y'all think about Oracle since y'all know that they own TikTok? Good long term, says Juju. I like Oracle, says man. Alex says, I question the CEO. Big time, Alex. Big time. Yeah, man. I like him too, though, as an investment, but I don't like the fucking CEO. He like the damn devil. I did a whole segment on this guy one day. I swear I went in like 3 hours. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. He is evil. He owned a little bit more than TikTok. We got NVIDIA, AMD. That's what I want to talk about, though, AMD for a second. Let me see. Yeah, AMD. But not just AMD, NVIDIA, too. They move strong on a relief day like what we just had. This is not random. People going right back to what they trust whenever the fear relax. Just know that. Juju, I get out this. As soon as it go back over $2.50, I'm out. Just to be honest with you, I'm not bag holding XRP. It's been about 5 years. I'm straight. AMD looking good. I'm straight, bro. I'm not feeling what y'all. Anybody in XRP, they just willing to hold that shit for the next 20 years. It's okay, fine. You know what? That's fine. You could just, but I'll leave some horses in the race. Yeah, I'll leave some horses in the race when it come to XRP. I ain't gonna get rid of it all just in case. Just in case I don't make it home tonight. I'm a bank love through you for the last time, baby. Alex said, do you like CoreWeave or Palantir? BOFFUM. Alex, both of them. Juju said, I held for a year and got out around $3. Yeah, Juju, that was smart. Wait a minute, Juju. Is that a new picture? Is this the Juju who I think? No, okay. No, okay. You a different Juju. Okay. I'm keeping my video. Says Alex, Palantir is good. Yeah, Palantir is good. But listen, it's a lot of companies out there right now. To my son, only one me. I know that's right. All right, so look. Man, Juju, you threw me off. Let me go back. Okay, yeah, it's a lot of companies that you can get. I remember when Palantir was $5. Do y'all remember when AMD was $5? So why do we overlook the companies that's $5 that got potential, good potential, great potential, but sometimes we don't know what to look for, right? It's companies just like Amazon. Amazon started in a damn garage, y'all. Amazon started in a garage. I'm getting off track. I want y'all to think about it like this because we talking about how the fear just left the market and what's going on, okay? So think about it like this. If the market is in a storm and the storm calmed down a little bit, people don't just, we don't just throw darts. They usually go back to the names they already believed in. Now, that's also a trap too, though. Strength don't mean safe entry. Strength means demand is there. Like a stock could be strong and still be badly extended, okay? We got Hims and Hers. How many of y'all fuck with Hims and Hers? I missed out on ASTS. Yeah, my friend JB told me about ASTS. And you didn't miss out, Alex, if you know like I know. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to say nothing else. And that's just me talking shit, too. How about that? Just for the record, I'm talking shit, Alex. I don't know nothing. But you ain't missed out on nothing. I know that. Now, you can take that with a grain of salt, right? You ain't missed out on nothing. Don't think you have. Listen, I know people who thought they missed out on Netflix back in the day when they went to like 300. Okay, they was like, man, I missed out on it. Why Netflix ended up going to $1,300 a share? Who saw that happen? Who remember there when Bobby Boucher won the Bourbon Bowl? Looking at it. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. But for real though, who remember Netflix did that? A stock will do that to you. You think you missed it? You ain't missed shit. You missed it if you missed it if you sit there complaining about the train you missed. You really gonna miss the next one on the way. And speaking of XRP, it just broke above $1.40. What's the name again? ASTS, Tay. ASTS, if I ain't mistaken, it's a satellite company. It's a satellite company. Yeah, and then hims and hers is on the short-term bullish side. No, the name you just tried to say. You talking about Bobby Boucher? I wasn't trying to say it. I was being funny. Tell you need to go watch The Water Boy. That shit come from The Water Boy. He was like, remember the time Bobby Boucher showed up and saved from the. I don't even remember what the fuck he said for real. Some of y'all real Adam Sandler fans, y'all know what he said right there on that part. But every time I go to talking about remember something, that part pop up in my head. He's crazy. But yeah, hims and hers. This shit grabbed my attention. Now, this company got a path that looked cleaner in the eyes of traders. For me, it did. And whenever you see a business model become more stable, more legitimate, or just move directly connected to a major product opportunity, then it can reprice that business fast. That's why I like hims and hers. So a company with legal drama like this company right here, they had unclear access, questionable positioning, right? This shit stayed discounted for a while. But again, let me say it plainly so don't nobody get silly. I don't want y'all to get silly. That don't mean you chase after it blindly, after the move. You just want to study why it moved. Do you have any gold or silver in your portfolio? Silver and copper, Alex. Silver and copper. And yeah, I ain't gonna say what else because I ain't, I'm not like that. Where I'm from, I don't want to say too much, Alex. You know what I'm saying? This ain't that, bro. Silver and copper, though. This ain't financial advice. And I ain't finna tell you what the hell I got. I just did, but I guess since I did, I might as well did. I got physical gold too. Fuck it. What they gonna do? I got swords, right? I'm a swordsman. I'm gonna challenge you to a duel. You try to come get my gold. It's gonna be, you try to take my cornbread. It's gonna be consequences and repercussions. Juju said, remember the time Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime with the Mud Dogs and won the Burping Bowl? Yeah, Juju. I knew somebody was gonna remember. Hey, listen, I got to damn near screenshot it so I can remember the next time. All right. Yeah, I got to remember that. Apple had problems with promises. We got to talk about Apple. Apple pissed me off. Like, they delaying products, still trying to get part of its AI strategy together. It's important, man. Like, I don't know about Apple in the near future, but whatever. Whatever. This is a giant company. But sometimes a giant company can have money. They can have reputation, you know what I'm saying? Fan loyalty, and still run into problems. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is a company that can promise all day, but can it actually build the shit that they promising? Can they launch it well? In the beginning, people pay for the dream, right? But later on, we want to see what's going on. That's the cycle. Apple, they got to keep working through these AI issues and all this extra shit. You can't even talk to Siri. Siri mispronouncing shit you done said to her and shit, man. Come on, man. I'm not gonna keep playing with y'all. And McDonald's too, right? I'm looking at McDonald's like this might be time to short McDonald's, man. I don't think this shit. Man, who finna keep eating this shit? Y'all must be on. They at this point. The people that in the line at McDonald's, I want y'all to know something. It's only 35 people in here right now, but I want y'all to know something. If y'all one of them people that I be seeing in the line when I drive past McDonald's, I want y'all to know something. I ain't finna say what you think I'm finna say. I don't give a fuck, TikTok. This is hypothetical. Okay, I'm just playing overall TikTok. But yeah, y'all they putting crack in that shit. That's why y'all keep coming back. Y'all can't get it. Y'all addicted to them fries. Y'all addicted to some day. Listen, that's why it ain't about it being cheap. It's cheap food everywhere, Redman. It ain't about it being cheap. You ain't gotta eat that shit. You ain't gotta eat that shit. It ain't even cheap no more. That's a motherfucking lie. Excuse my French, because I don't even like using that word. That's a lie. You ain't gotta lie, Craig. You ain't gotta lie. She said, I seen you at the movies. Now tell me who she was. Man, your cousin is motherfucker. Hey, man, your cousin is a lie. Soylent Green, Juju. I still ain't seen that whole movie. I only seen clips. But yeah, I wasn't gonna say that part. But yeah, that too. Oh yeah, I mean a lot of people didn't get to see AAOI, right? Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all about this. Let me show y'all this crystal ball real quick. Y'all see this company right here, AAOI? All right, I want y'all to look at the date. Look at the date. Look at the date. Look at November the 4th right there to the far left. Can y'all see that? Y'all see the price, right? Y'all see the price? Everybody see it? Now I'm finna do, if I say a duck can pull a truck, then hook it up. If I say a duck can pull a truck, then hook it up. This was last year, right before November the 4th. Okay, this was right before, you know, that price could have been bought up, or somebody could have got in right at that area. And I repeatedly reminded you to increase your investment capital. One financial advice, just saying, you know, just saying. This was just me alerting my community, like, hey, this is what the fuck finna happen. And look what happened. Crickets. I'm telling you. All right. No, it ain't happen overnight. It did not happen overnight, but that's where a lot of people lose faith in me, Telly. It ain't happen overnight. But if you check the time, I keep receipts, Telly. That's the amazing thing about Discord. When you type in whatever the fuck you was talking about, it's gonna take you right to that message. Right to when you was talking about that message. Oh, I dropped gems. I got my own community I built. I got about 390 members in there, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, full of traders, you know what I'm saying? They act like flies on the wall sometimes, right? It's only like 9 of them really that's talkative, so I'll be on TikTok all the time. Mamba, I'm finna block you, and guess what? God did. You're blocked. God did. I'm talking about some first 5 people DM me. God did right now. I got a surprise waiting for you. Well, God did. Surprise, you're blocked. Cost. Well, okay, so this was October 27th. And if you look at the date, you could have got in around November the 4th at $20. It went down after I told people about it. They was like, fuck what said talking about. See, I be early. I was early, a week early. Just a week early. You said no for my community. The cost. Oh, join for free. Join for free username. I didn't put this in the free side, but I put shit in the free side all the time too. Join it for free. Don't even worry about the cost. People always worried about the cost. You know what I'm saying? And I can't stand that. I want every last one of y'all to join if y'all want to. The link is in my bio. This is not like all them other Discords. They giving Discord a bad name. I like the platform. I can share my screen. Y'all can ask questions outside of this live stream. All right. A matter of fact, let's just talk about let's go over SPY real quick, because I think I went over pretty much everything. It's coming up on 5 o'clock, but before I do, I just want you said you'll join after the live. All right, that's what's up. Look, for the final 30 minutes, I might even stay on another hour, depending on how many likes I get. Somebody liking up the live like a motherfucker. So they helping y'all out, right? Whoever liking the live. Somebody just joined the Discord too, so they helping y'all out too. Whoever just joined the Discord, congratulations, right? Ask me any questions you want to ask me, I'm going to answer. And make sure you share whatever the fuck you want to share, because you're going to be held accountable, right? We hold each other accountable. You can't come inside this gym eating honey buns and B-dubs and shit. We're going to let you know. We're going to look at you like you crazy. Like, well, ew, you ain't use no stop loss? Like, hey, man, don't do that dumb ass shit. You hear me? Just ran into your live today. Glad I stayed. Yeah. Hey, listen, can you do me a favor, username? Can we come up with a nickname for you right now? And can you change your name after the live so I can know? Because I'm tired of calling people username. You know what I'm saying? So you know how many people come in here with the name username? You feel me? So what's up? Tell me what your name is. Change your name to that. I done got a lot of people to change their name from user 19783644291872. What the fuck? Not you username, because you ain't got all them numbers on the back, but I feel like I'm calling you question mark. But anyways, I'm gonna call you Usher. Username, your name is Usher. Juju named you Usher. I don't know what's up with that. I think she need to get Usher off her mind. It's early. It ain't 7 o'clock on the dot, and we ain't in the drop top cruising the streets. But check it out. A lot of information alone is not gonna save people. I want to teach y'all the most important part of this whole thing. It's the mindset. If y'all going to today with this information, if you trading today or investing today, take this with you, okay? Information alone will not save you. Who is this asking these questions? What's your top 2 stocks you watching today? Well, I've been trading the Hong Kong market right now, 00326 if you want to look it up. But I got to use Moomoo just to do that. I guess you can say I'm looking at a stock called, of course I'm looking at USO. I'm going to definitely fucking watch USO. TSO though. It's a stock called TSO. You ever heard of them? You ever heard of TSO? Actually, not TSO, pardon me, USO. I did say USO, yeah, and TSO too, yeah, TSO. I just ain't want to drop that too early because then people going to run with that, and I didn't tell nobody to do shit with that. He asked me a question. Just because I'm jumping through hoops of fire don't mean you can, right? But he asked me a question and I answered it. Somebody else asked me another question about this year. It was just one. The biggest one so far was in one day. And I got my buying power low as fuck right now. Did I miss some other questions? Oil going up, username. I don't know no other place you can make 1,400 in one day or a 9% return on your money in one day. I don't know any other place you can make hundreds of dollars in one day. But the casino, you can lose money in that motherfucker too, though. I'm sorry for keep using that word, y'all. I've been around my uncle. I use that word a lot. I'm gonna blame it on my uncle. I can't stand the word. Bro, how can I learn from you? Digital. You doing it right now. Have I not? What am I not teaching you? All right, let me get back to teaching digital because I'm afraid I'm not teaching you. I apologize. You feel me? I thought that's what I was doing. Digital. I thought that's what I was doing. You just pulled up. Okay. You in the right spot, man. Hit the follow button. Maybe join the community. The Discord is open. The link is in my bio. You feel me? If you want something more personalized, just inbox me, man. Give me your number and the best time to call you. I'll reach out to you. But anyways, information alone ain't going to save a lot of y'all, though. A lot of people got the information. They got ChatGPT. They got YouTube. You know how much free information out here? You know how much free shit out here? I could teach you all day long, but you got the execution. Juju said, I need to lock in on trading. I don't want to work as a nurse no more. Juju, you got complete control over that too. I'm glad you know what you don't want and what you want. Now what you gonna do? You gonna barbecue or you gonna meal do? Juju. Right? You have control. A lot of people, they don't got control. Control matters more than excitement. Okay? The kind of market that we in now. Adrian, how did I get you up here? Oh. That's crazy. You got some type of wizardry going on. You done took over my live. Hold on. I got you. Adrian, how you do that? I swear I don't know how you did. It's because you a moderator. That's how. It's because you a moderator. Yeah, that's how you a moderator. I remember now. But hey, Adrian, you seen me tell you that 675 was my level to buy puts, and then it dropped down to like 650. But we did a full reversal from there, so it wiped out all that profit. But I did what I did until I couldn't no more. But I text you soon as I seen it was time to buy puts. I'm like, hey, you see this shit? You remember that? But yeah, like I was saying, y'all, this type of market that we in right now, if you're not disciplined, you're going to see every headline and feel like you missing out on something, or it's time to do something, right? Everything going to feel dramatic. It's going to feel real dramatic. Every candle going to feel like destiny. Somebody said, what's the ticker? This is AAOI. I just was showing them that we was up on it back in the day, and I was telling people that it was going to keep going up and blah, 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 blah. Hip, blah, 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 blah. Is that a tank top or a new bra? Made some good, quick money. Yeah, that was last year, but for us that bought the stock, made some good money long term too, and still gonna keep making money because it ain't came down. And I don't think it's gonna come. I think it's gonna keep going up. People gonna take profit, of course. People always take profits. Y'all ever been in a whipsaw? Y'all know what whipsaw mean? A lot of people, weak ass traders, I'm sorry to say that, they start reacting like every new piece of information is the final truth. That's stupid. Okay? No serious trader should treat every headline like a prophecy from heaven. Like God sent it to them. Oh, this is mine. Like, come on now, chill. So God ain't tell you to buy no damn calls. God ain't tell you to do that. A headline is just new information entering the system. That's it. All right? The market has to price that information. Then the market got to reprice that information. Then other information come in. And guess what we do? We reposition. If you down 5% on a trade, did you know that it's, or that's too much, but did you know that it's more than okay for you to get the fuck out and reposition? Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I ain't have to do that sound effect. Where that sound effect at? Wow. Got me doing my own damn sound effects. You don't got to take that big of a loss. Did you know that? Did you know that you can get out of the trade and take a small loss? Wow! That's right. You don't have to take a big loss. Did you know you didn't have to take a big loss? Did you know that the market never took anything from you? You gave it to the market? Yes, you did. I'm gonna stop pressing the buttons. I'll be having fun with them sound effects, y'all. But I'm dead ass serious though. No funny shit. I'm serious. We gotta have control. So I was telling y'all about the whipsaw. A whipsaw is when price moves one way. Let me get this shit off the screen. TikTok just pretty much told me we not finna show your live to nobody because you showing people pictures and shit. They say we ain't showing your live to nobody because you showing people pictures and shit, bro. Y'all ain't even gotta like them at this point. Anyways, I'm gonna finish the live. Whipsaw is when the price one way. It's gonna suck people in. People saw the price moving down, and a lot of people jumped in. Then it violently moves the other way and punishes them. That's a whipsaw. Okay, emotional traders get eaten alive in a headline heavy market like what we in right now. They listen, y'all, and I don't want this to be y'all. They don't wait. They do not wait. They do not verify. They don't wait for confirmations. They don't size correctly. They over leverage. They think in terms of scenarios, right? And then they react. So the reaction is expensive. It's very expensive. Some of y'all already know because you experienced this firsthand. But the ones who haven't, I'm looking to save you so you don't go through this pain, right? This is one of the biggest lessons I can give y'all. Do not think in certainty. Think in scenarios. Again, if this price makes it to 679 and doesn't break above 679, it's going to go back down to 655 eventually, 650. If the price gets down to 650 and doesn't break below 650, it's probably going to go back up to 679, or it can go sideways, right? I'm naming the scenarios. What am I going to do in each scenario? What am I going to do in each scenario? That's fire, EJ. What did EJ say? I do QQQ in my options and pull $200 to $300 a day just on them. Well, my question to you, EJ, is now. This is my next question. When I see people say shit like that, how much money or how much do you lose every time you take a loss? Not necessarily money. Just tell me how much do you lose every time you take a loss. I don't want to know about your wins. Somebody can pull $200 to $300 a day just on QQQ options, but I want to know how much you lose every time you take a loss. That's more important. Okay, I've lost 600 last week and gained 2,200. Okay, I said every time you take a loss, not last week. Every time you take a loss, how much do you lose? Because I know it ain't 600. You ain't losing 600 every time. And I'm asking for a reason, not to be funny, right? I just was telling them yesterday, somebody could win 9 trades a day. They can win 9 trades a day. And one trade that they lose can wipe out their 9 wins. I ain't saying that's you at all, but I'm saying that risk to reward ratio is super important. And you can make money all day long, but you better know how to lose it. You better know how to take a small loss, right? And I'm glad you do if you do. But again, we don't think in certainty. We think in scenarios. Don't ever come to the market like worried about how much money you can make. This shit ain't about how much money you can make. You protect the bag. EJ says I have hundreds of options, so I would not be able to answer that they're open contracts. I don't know, EJ. It sounds like a lack of a strategy a little bit. If you can't tell me how much you take, how much loss you take, right? How much percentage, at least percentage wise. If you taking different losses on different trades, it's all over the place. And I know that because of math. Math tells me that if you're not taking the same loss every time you take a loss, and I mean this as far as percentage wise, you have a predefined risk. You say, I refuse to lose more than this amount. I refuse to lose more than this amount. You can get that strict. So how many of y'all tight with y'all money? Like you really don't like losing money. If y'all don't like losing money, you have to control it. You have control over that shit. You don't got to take big losses. You don't. All you got to do is just have some type of discipline and control over your emotions. Because guess what your emotions going to do? Make you get in the trade without putting the stop loss there. Make you get in the trade and move the stop loss out the way when you see danger coming, which is crazy as hell. That's like me being your security guard, danger coming, and you going to move me out the way and step in front of the danger? Who going to do? What sense does that make? So we're going to think in scenarios. Scenario 1, the conflict truly cools down. Let's say oil keeps easing, inflation fear relax, and the stock's going to continue to recover. We could possibly go all the way back up to 700 and beyond. Scenario number 2, the de-escalation talk fades. Like they say it ain't. They say this war finna be over, but it's really not. This shit, it heats back up. Oil spikes up again, and the market get hit with another wave of fear. That could happen. The market can get trapped in the middle again, like it's been for months, where every time a headline happens, it's gonna cause a move, but none of the moves is gonna hold for a long time, right? All 3 of these things are possible. So we don't want to become emotionally married to one outcome, right? We watching which scenario the market is pricing right now, and we're going to be ready to adjust with whatever changes. That's the way to be a grown-up. So going forward, if I'm preparing y'all for what's to happen next, I would tell y'all to watch a few things closely, which would be oil. It's still the loudest signal in this entire story. So keep your eye on oil. If oil stay under control, or if it trends lower than where it's at right now, that supports the idea that fear is cooling. And if oil suddenly rips higher again, then that's going to tell us that the market is worried again. Are you using oil like a VIX? No username. I use the VIX like a VIX, but guess what? That is a good. I think you own to something. Username. I'm not sure if you did that on purpose. Yeah, but you might be on to something. My live, I understand the decision, but the restriction is too strict. Yes, TikTok. You tripping. But yeah, I'm not using oil like VIX, but you might be on to something. All right, so again, we want to look at that. We want to pay attention to leadership. If the and I ain't talking about Trump, I'm motherfucking no leader. I'm talking about semiconductors and technology stocks, the shit that's leading the market. Okay, the market is showing you that investors still want growth exposure. They still want their money tied to, technology. If leadership fall apart, though, that's gonna tell us that the bounce was fragile. It's a dead cat bounce. Go look up what a dead cat bounce is in the stock market. That's another topic. So third, watch defensive behavior. If, in matter of fact, I'm just gonna tell you, when the stock market, whenever the market goes up like this did, comes down, bounces up, and look like it's finna go all the way back up, but it didn't. It's finna hit the ground again. It's finna go back down. Okay, Carla, thank you. But I will not remember that. But you told me and 24 other people, so you might as well change your name after the live, Carla. I ain't calling you username no more, though. I know. I'm going to try to remember. So, look, again, now we also want to watch the defensive behavior. If money start hiding again in safer areas, then, shit can look safe on the surface, but this is a warning sign. So, again, we want to watch how the markets respond to these new headlines that's coming, not just the headlines itself, okay? Sometimes the markets stop reacting strongly to bad news. It's like it's numb. Right? That can be a sign that the fear is already priced in. We don't give a fuck type shit. That happens in the market. That happens in the market a lot. Y'all done seen it. Some of y'all done seen that happen before. Like, we just don't care about it. Sometimes we do. We overreact to some news. And then as soon as we done overreacting and we realize we was overreacting, the market pumps right back up. This shit is like a career. Once you start trading for a primary source of income, you kind of got to be tapped in. You damn near got to be tapped in. Why do you think they be having all them different screens, watching Bloomberg, CNBC, Yahoo Financing and all that shit? Y'all think they doing that shit like for fun? Some of us do it for fun, but nah, this shit, you got to, again, the power of execution is important. How many years do you have in trading? And trading stock options, 3.5 years. And trading futures, about 2.5 years. And investing about, I want to say about 5. I caught the ass end of COVID. I'm all over the place with telling you that because I know I'm a crypto bro too, so I gotta count the crypto. And it was and as far as being in the market goes, I really wish a lot more people knew about this. Okay, especially parents. Teach this shit to your children. Okay, you guys, we could break generational curses with this information. It's been around for generations. Your great granddaddy could have bought stocks that could have been passed down to you. You see what I'm saying? But it's okay. Because you are that great grandparent for the future. Maybe you're not going to be a great grandparent. You might be like, hey, the devil is a lie, bumba clod. But I'm just saying, I'm just throwing this out there that you could be the architect of your family's legacy. And if you are the architect of your family's legacy, do what you need to be doing. All right. Now, we're not chasing after no moves once it already happened. We're not going to confuse this bounce that's happening in the market right now and call it safety. All right. But we also won't confuse a drop and think that that's a guaranteed collapse. We will not oversize our trades because we excited. That means putting a lot of money on it because you hyped up. And we not trading headlines without a plan. Okay. So a lot of beginners, they think conviction means They refusing to change their mind. What up, Des? Thank you for the heartbeat and the support. I appreciate it. Now, every loud person online that y'all see on TikTok and YouTube who say the market is definitely about to do this or about to do that, you can't believe what everybody say. Not anyone, not even me. Do some due diligence. That's amateur behavior, right? So you got to ask yourself before you enter a trade, where is my entry? Where is my stop? What proves me wrong? What do I mean by that? Where am I going to get in? Where am I going to get out? And if I get in, but it goes here, I'm going to get out right there. That's called the prove me wrong level. There always needs to be a level, the prove me wrong level. Okay, if I'm wrong, if it gets here, I was obviously wrong. If it gets to this level, I was obviously wrong about my idea. Like, for example, let's make this super simple. Let's say like right now, this price is at $6.79. And for whatever reason, I think that the price is about to go back down to $6.55. If the price gets to $680.50, I'm going to assume I was wrong. I don't even care if it does end up going down. I can easily reposition, but I'm going to take a very small loss. I will not let the price get completely away from me to where I'm losing a shit ton of money. Why would I want to do that? Why would y'all want to do that? Do y'all get what I'm saying, though? Because it's really not hard to get. A lot of people make this complicated, but again, it's not complicated. It's going to save y'all money if you can grasp what I'm telling you. Position size is a strategy. How much money you risking, how much money you putting on the trade, that is a strategy. I'm gonna be like, what's your strategy? What's your strategy? My strategy is risk management. A lot of people think strategy is only the setup. No, the size matters too. Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? We're in a volatile market. If you size smaller, that will be smarter for you. That means don't put $1,000 on that trade. That's all it is, 100% speaking the truth. No, for sure, Todd. Todd know what's up. Now, where was I at? I was telling y'all how to save money by paying attention to your position size. Okay, a lot of y'all think that you can just trade how you want to. No, it don't work in a volatile market. Don't use as much. The goal is not to feel brave. The goal is to survive. Oh, as long as I know how to size, I know I will survive. I ain't got no money to give. And let me chill out. Too many people size up because they trying to force profit out of not knowing what the hell going on. They think they just about to do what somebody in the comment section said and make $200-300 a day off QQQ and only lose a little bit and always make a lot. Disney Channel. Somebody once told me this TikTok shit baloney. I ain't the smartest tool in the shed, but I know that shit ain't true. Nigga, stop playing. Even if you do that, you can't possibly be doing well if you taking a big loss here, a big loss there, a big loss here, a big loss there, a small loss here, a big loss there. That shit all over the place. It need to be a small loss every single time. At that point, I don't give a fuck how much money you make. You make 200, 300, 400, 2,000, 3,000, and you ain't giving it back. You ain't giving it back. Your wins, you could win one time and it's gonna wipe out 20 losses. Hell is you talking about? You lost a 1% or less on each one of them trades. You took a loss. It was super small. So you fucked around and turned around and found out. You fucked around and found out. You won 2 trades, right? 2 of them. Just two. 30% profit on one. Hell, even a 65%. Let's go big. You made a 65% return on the other one. You took profit 3 times on the other one. But on the losses, you didn't play no games. You got the fuck out those trades when they were small. Losses. That's all I'm going to say, y'all. That's it. I'm going to leave it alone. We're going to end the night on that one because it really ain't no more complicated than that. If y'all take that information which you going through today and manage the fuck out of your risk and make sure that you're not taking big losses, that trade is only going to go in 4 ways. One of 4 ways. It's either going to be a big win or a small win because you're going to take profit. You're going to take the money off the table. Or it's going to be a break even because you're going to get out the trade without losing money, even if you ain't make none. Or it's going to be a small loss. But a small loss, like Todd said, you get to play again. You welcome. You welcome, Juju. Carla says green day for all of y'all. That's right. That's right. And if it's not, you just get out while it's a small loss and you get to play again. You get to trade again. Small losses ain't shit to a giant. You know what I do when I take a small loss? I go find some stocks to buy and I feel a lot better. It never fails. Here's the mail. It never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. Looking at it. I'm super serious though. It will punish you. This market that we in, this environment, it's as dangerous for ego-driven people. You live to fight another day. That's right. You got your setup and you wait for it. Because you know what, Todd? Patience and waiting is a trade. Taking no trade is a trade. Like no position sometimes is a position, right? Make sense? Now, why is this current environment dangerous for people who are ego driven? Because both sides can sound smart, right? The bears can say that it's, you know, the war is finna go crazy, or it's a lot of pressure on oil. The bulls can say that this shit finna calm down, the war finna be over with. Either side can sound like they make sense for a moment, right? That is why ego traders are in trouble in this type of situation that we in, this uncertainty. They start trying to win the argument instead of read the market. We don't need a crystal ball. We just need to be able to read. The market is not a debate stage. This is a pricing machine. You don't need to be the loudest. You just need to be positioned. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready, right? Watch oil, watch futures, okay? We're going to look at technology stocks and make sure to see if they're going to keep the strength that it just got. We want to see if this bounce got some real follow through or not. If it's going to stay above 675, that's a key level for SPY. Most importantly, don't y'all fucking assume that one move guarantees the next move, okay? Now, that's the difference between trading and gambling. A lot of y'all that are trading, you know, when you really gambling, you think you trading, you really gambling with these events that's going on right now. If you don't have the framework, you're not trading. Trading means you manage your risk. Trading means you thinking in probabilities and you understand the environment. You do not need to be right on every move. Again, you live to fight another day. But the gamblers, they reacting, they hoping, chasing, sizing, you name it. Don't do that. All right? Don't do that. Now, the first thing I see on this daily chart, is this a daily chart or 4 hour? Let's go to the daily chart. This is the 4 hour chart. I'm about to get up out of here, y'all, but this the best part of the show right here. I saved the best for last. So do me a favor, y'all, hit the follow button. If you just coming in, you came in at the right time. It's not gambling if you know your market and use your confluences, chart the chart. Juju says that she was gambling for the first few years, but would never do that again. Okay. Oh, my bad, Juju. I thought I saw that part on the end. All right, so it said, this is the daily chart. It says to me, 675 is still a strong level, right? Obviously, we broke below it, but we failed to stay below it. Now, we are not in a clean, powerful uptrend right now. First thing you see on this is that it's been under pressure. We are not in a straight uptrend, right? We are in a market that has been struggling, it's been bouncing, rejecting since December. Really before that, but let's just say since December. The price right now is under the short-term moving averages on the chart, y'all. That is the squiggly lines in between the chart. The red, not red, what the hell I'm talking about? Purple line, the orange line, and the blue line. Not the orange dotted line. That's one of my price alerts for when SPY get down to 650 again. I'm going to get a notification. But anyways, because you can do that. I want y'all to use price alerts to your advantage. Okay, so you will never say I missed a move. You might have automatic orders set at these price alerts and shit too, or you just know you waiting for a price to hit a certain level. Use price alerts. They help. I'll show y'all how to set them. I'll make a video on how to set price alerts. I feel like I can make a lot of content. I just be forgetting. Like, that's very simple, but that'll be very helpful. Anyways, the price is under the short-term moving averages. The 9 EMA is around 681. Okay, that's the blue line that's going through the candlesticks. That's letting me know where the price was the previous 9 days. It's just the average price. Y'all know how to come up with an average? Y'all remember they taught us that shit in school? If y'all wasn't passing notes and spitting gum under the table and shit, I don't know. Let's say you take 10 people and you write down how much each person weigh, right? You add it all up, and then you divide it by how many people it is. And now you got an average. I ain't the smartest person in the world, but I know somebody in the chat is a mathematician. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, the 50 EMA, which is the orange line, the 50, not the orange solid line, not the dotted one. The 50 EMA, and EMA just stands for exponential moving average. The EMA is around 684. The price is sitting under both of them. It's still under the 9 and it's still under the 50. So it might treat those levels as dynamic levels of support and resistance. At this point, resistance, because the price is under it. So the price is going to treat those levels like it's a roof, and it'll bounce from those levels back down. It was on its way to the 200 EMA before it did this reversal. So yeah, I think it just needed to breathe, or else it was going to tank. Now the 50 EMA is 684, price sitting under both of them. This matters. Why does it matter? When the price is under those shorter moving averages, what does that tell us? Team 14, I've been wonderful. Thank you for asking. How have you been? It tells me that the momentum is still weak, y'all, until proven otherwise. Now look at the bigger support area. I want y'all to look at the bigger support area. I got it marked out. That blue level around 675, 675.30. That matters a lot, because the price has been interacting with this level over and over again. It's all in my head. Look, that means this is not just some random line that I drew because it looked pretty. Somebody came in here earlier and said, you ain't got to draw on the charts, just guess where it's going. Like, yeah, all right. Team says, good, about to sleep, quick nap. I know that's right. Yeah, I need to take one too. I need to take one too. I might not even get none. Quick hour though, maybe a quick hour, you know, quick hour. I got up at 3. Went to bed pretty early, got up at 3. Maybe it was probably like 2:30. Yeah. All right, anyways, where we at? 675. So look, this is a battle zone. This is an area where the buyers and the sellers are both paying attention. So when the market keep coming back to this same zone, this zone becomes important. It is a decision area. Okay, and above that, you got that higher level way at the top, 697. That is the bigger upside line in the sand. Okay, this is where the price has had trouble in the past pushing through. So right away, the chart is giving us range. We got a range. It's telling us plain and simple that SPY has been trapped between a major support area around the mid 670s and a resistance area up there around 697. That's the battlefield that we in right now. Now, this is the problem for the bulls. If y'all bullish, this is the problem that you facing. On the daily chart, the MACD is still negative. Look at the bottom. This is an indicator called the MACD. That's a moving average convergence divergence. And it is red and green, right? Oscillating red and green along zero. The histogram is still below zero. It's oscillating below, it's oscillating amongst the histogram. I know these is big words and shit, but y'all will figure it out one day once you start studying indicators. I might even do an indicator live stream this week. Hit the follow button. Now that tells me that momentum has not fully healed. It tells me that even though there may be a bounce, that bounce is not yet the same thing as strength. We can't call it strength. It ain't strong. It's not the same thing. Sometimes, y'all, a bounce can be relief. It's just doing this. Sorry, that's what the market doing. It was a crazy breathe. That was a crazy inhale, exhale. I think I almost drowned on air just then. That was a big inhale. But yeah, like I said, be careful because the MACD is still negative. Now, a bounce can just be short covering. A bounce can be people reacting to oversold conditions. Real strength is different. Real strength show up when the price reclaim key levels and it hold that key level, not just stop falling for 5 minutes, right? Now I'm gonna move to the 4-hour chart real quick. Let's go down to a 4-hour chart. This show me something else important. SPY got hit hard as hell, and then it snapped back. It went from about 687 all the way down to about 655, 657. It's pretty big. Then it snapped back. That's even bigger. Like that's crazy. It reclaimed the 675 area. Pretty much the buyer stepped in after it flushed down into the low 660s. So yes, there was real buying interest down there. That part is true. But now price is running straight into resistance, and this is where dumb money gets trapped at. Dumb money see green and they think it's back. Smart money says back where? Huh? Now on the 4-hour chart, the price reclaimed this 675 area, which is good for the bulls in the short term. That level was resistance, but now the price is trying to stand on top of it, right? Like it's a roof or like it's a floor. That is what the bulls want to see. They want to see old resistance turn into support. That is constructive. But before anybody start dancing on tables, look what is directly overhead. We still got that descending trend line coming down over the price. You still got the 50 EMA around 678. You got the 200 EMA around 683, sitting above. So even though SPY bounced, it bounced directly into a ceiling that is not open air. When a price gets into all-time highs, it's bouncing into open air. But when there's previous levels that the price has bounced into and fell down from, there's an invisible ceiling there that it will more than likely bounce into again and fall down from there. And when it does, you will swoop in like a hawk. GXMLN says, I pray for 90 so I can short. Wait a minute. Any questions? Do y'all got any questions, my friends? Y'all know who I'm talking to. Do y'all got any questions? Am I confusing y'all? Because I get to talking and I kind of forget. Y'all let me know. My new friends, what's up? Y'all good? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all keeping up, and anything else y'all can't keep up, I'm gonna get y'all caught up. Still listening to, okay, that's what's up. I'm gonna get y'all caught up. Telly, I gotta holler at you today anyways. So we jump in after the reaction to the levels, after the confirmation that it is going to do what you are speculating it to do. But the biggest part is you have a plan for if it doesn't do what you thought it was going to do, which is you protecting your bag. So at the end of the day, it don't matter. You're good. It's like jumping in a mud puddle and you got on brand new rain boots. You prepared. You prepared. You got an umbrella. You prepared to get out the rain. Now, again, that top trend line, that top orange line, that is not a clean highway. This is traffic, right? This is resistance stacked on top of resistance. All them damn lines that it got to cross. It's a lot of it got a lot of work to do to keep going up. So today, it's probably not about whether SPY can bounce at all. It already bounced. Today is about whether that bounce has real muscle behind it or whether it was just a temporary reaction inside a still weak ass chart. That is the real question. Drop a W in the chat if you understand that much. I want to make sure y'all understand. Yes, I do Tar Heel, especially because you got Tar Heel on there. I got A. It's my favorite team. You lucky. Come in here with don't get me started. All right, we got W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Inbox me, North Carolina. Inbox me. Yeah, I almost asked you who sent you. You gonna come in here asking me, do I do 1v1s with the Tar Heel on there? You trying to get special favors and shit. Now I'm gonna change it up. Anybody else come in here with Tar Heel? No, you're not getting no special favors because I done said the shit on live television. Now I wouldn't be amazed. What up, sis? Usher, why you ain't fixed your name? Stop playing with with Carla. Juju Carla that named you Usher. Hey Bree, thank you for sending me the heart. Me, thank you. All right, look. Back to topic. Back on topic. Y'all get me carried away. It's early and shit. Early bird gets the worm, y'all, but we rarely get sleep. We rarely get to sleep, but we getting that bag today. All right. So again, I want y'all to understand and understand what I'm saying because most people ask the wrong question. They say, did it bounce? That's a rookie ass question. You should be saying, can it hold above support and break through resistance? Can it hold above the floor and break through the ceiling? That's the grown-up question. Now we're gonna add we looked at the micro, we want to look at the macro, right? The bigger picture. The chart does not live in a vacuum. The whole market has been reacting to the same big theme. The warfare trade. That's what we're gonna call it. This war that's going on. And then oil spiking. And now Trump calming shit down just from saying that this war finna be over with. And then I don't know what y'all tripping for. Trump say, I don't know what y'all tripping for, but this shit finna be over with. That's what he say. But oil fell sharply from panic highs, and that helped calm down the markets. So, yeah. That tells you two things. With the fact that SPY was trading around 678 overnight, after opening near 666, yeah, it was that. I know it was that. Some of y'all started drawing a cross around you. But yeah, it opened up around 666, and then it had an intraday range between 661, I think, and 671. So yeah, that tell me two things. First of all, volatility is still wild as hell. What is volatility? That's how wild the stocks can move, how far and how fast the stocks can move. That's called volatility. Should continue to pump. He's been doing this, says John Beasley. Yeah. And then second of all, it tells me that the buyers did step in very hard off the lows. As soon as this shit got down to the bottom trend line, the buyers stepped in and pushed the price above the key level. Now that bounce also lines up with the broader market tone. The U.S. stocks had already reserved higher, not reserved. They already pushed higher. After Trump said that the war was almost over, the oil dropped hard. As soon as they started pricing in less fear. And then I even was watching the Asian markets. But yeah, this matters because SPY is not moving by itself like a lonely, it ain't moving by itself. I was finna make a crazy analogy. I'm gonna chill out. But yeah, it's pretty much, it's tied to oil. It's risk off. It's a risk off move tied to oil right now. Inflation fears and de-escalation headlines, right? So my base thesis for today is SPY is trying to stage a relief bounce, but it's still below major higher time frame resistance. So today is a confirmation day, not a celebration day. We need to see if SPY can stay above 675, right? And then the bull's gonna have a chance to keep squeezing the price higher into the next resistance cluster, which is up there at 685. And if we can break above 685, you will see 700, 696, 700 again. But this first real test is going to be 678 to 680, because that is where the price is already trading overnight. And yeah, that's where the 4-hour 50 EMA is sitting. If the bulls can get through that area and hold it, then I would watch the 683 to 684 zone very carefully, very closely, because that's where the 4-hour 200 EMA is sitting. And that is a more serious wall. If the buyers can reclaim that and not immediately give it back, then the chart start looking more like a real recovery attempt instead of a dead cat bounce. But again, if SPY get rejected, remember I told you we got to look at this shit in scenarios. What if? What's the plan B? If SPY gets rejected around 679 to 684, then this move is still suspect. Okay, if it loses 675 again, then I think the downside it's going to open back up fast towards 670 and possibly the low 660s. If fear really come back, you can start looking toward that daily 200 EMA down there near the 650. Yeah. On the daily trend, because this is the 4-hour. But on the daily, it's around here. So yeah, that purple line on the daily chart, it's not there for decoration. This is the line that long-term bulls do not want to see tested too aggressively. Because once the price start moving towards this level, that purple line, the conversation is going to change from healthy pullback to, this market might be more damaged than what people are willing to admit. When a market has been weak and then it bounced hard, it's usually two groups involved, right? The first group is buyers who truly believe that this is the bottom. This is the low. This is as low as it can get. And then the second group is people, it's shorts covering because they don't want to get caught in a violent reversal. Yeah, they're not the same as buyers. Them is not the same buyers. One group is conviction buying. The other group is fear buying. It's a big difference. If most of the move is people doing the short covering and not true conviction, guess what? The market can run out of gas fast as soon as this shit hit resistance. So that's why today matters a lot, y'all. Today matters. It's real important. Today is going to tell us whether yesterday's strength was real demand or people just panicking. Or people was just panicking and they was just too bearish. So we're going to find out today. If the market opens strong and hold above 675, push past 679, go stay 683, 684, then the bulls got a real argument, right? But if the market open green, gets rejected at the falling trend line or moving averages and dumps back under 675, then it's different. The bounce was real, but it wasn't strong enough. And the sellers are still in control. And we're going to make money if it go down. We're going to make money either way because we're going to be prepared. And we're not going to lose a lot of money because we're going to use predefined risk. We're going to use risk management. So it's a win-win situation. And it's also going to be a situation where y'all going to look at all the opportunities that you got to get some of these stocks at generational wealth building prices. Because, yeah, they're not going to stay where they at for long. Sometimes we focused on trading too much and we missed a real opportunity, which was to buy some of them stocks at great prices. Be an investor first. Coach Price told you that. Remember, Coach Price advised you to be an investor instead of a trader. That's for educational purposes only. You can trade as much as you want after you built a solid financial foundation. Okay? And I mean that. Ain't no wealth building if you got problems that's going to make you sell great ass positions every time life happens. Soon as life get to life and you got to sell your position, the fuck? We got to fix that. Shanice, what up? What up? What up? Good morning. How you doing? So yeah, on the downside, if SPY fails at 675 today, then I'm gonna watch 670. And that lower sweep zone around 661 to 662 from the recent flush. Under that, the daily 200 EMA near 656, that is a much bigger conversation, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, SPY bounced, but I'm not calling this fully bullish yet. Just because it bounced don't mean that I think SPY will continue to go back up into this range that it's been trading inside of. Why do I think that? Because if we look at this daily chart, the price is still under the 9 EMA and it's still under the 50 EMA and the momentum is still weak. Tar Heel, it ain't going to be as long as you think it's going to. It ain't going to take as long as you think. Yeah, it ain't going to take as long as you think. The number one thing I want you to come into the market mastering, though, is risk management. You come into the market saying, I'm going to make sure I protect what I got instead of coming to the market saying, how much can I make? It ain't about how much money you can make. It's about how much can you protect that you come with. If you can do that, you're going to stay in the game long enough to earn. If you can stay in it long enough to learn, you're going to stay in it long enough to earn. Yeah. That EMA is important. So on the 4-hour chart, yeah, we can, when we look at it from the 4-hour point of view, yeah, buyers stepped in, they reclaimed 675, but now price is running directly into a falling trend line. That's the orange slanted downward line at the top, up overhead, and then you got moving averages overhead that it got to deal with. So today is all about confirmation. Again, if SPY can hold 675 and start building up over 679, then we can look at 684, 683, 684. But yeah, if they reclaim that too, then we can start talking about a stronger recovery push. But if SPY lose 675 again, and this bounce start looking like a trap, because people start buying calls when they seen it go up. So it's really what? A bull trap. I would expect pressure back towards 675 and maybe even the low 660s. Todd said, don't have a bias. Play the market cycles. Yeah, don't have a bias. But I'm looking at all angles. That's why you're not hearing me say it's going this way for sure. I'm telling you it can do this, it can do that. Yeah. I'm not trading this based on hope. I'm trading it based on whether the price can actually hold this level. Todd says, I like what you were saying. Okay. Yeah, that's the thesis. It's clean. It's disciplined. It's not emotional. It's really what y'all need to hear. Now, I can give you a deeper teaching. I just don't got enough time for that right now. I just don't want y'all to think that chart analysis is just drawing lines and saying support and resistance like a tape recorder. No, like real chart analysis is understanding what these lines means in terms of behavior. All right. Support means that the buyers cared. They cared at this level before, so they might care again when the price gets to this level again. Resistance means that the sellers cared at this level before, so when the price gets to this level, they might care again. A moving average is not magical, y'all. It's not a cheat code, but it shows you where the recent price behavior is leaning towards. A trend line is not a magic 8-ball. It's not a crystal ball, but a trend line is going to show you the direction that the pressure has been coming from. A MACD is also not a cheat code. This indicator. It's a lagging indicator, but it's going to help you. It's going to help show you whether momentum is improving or if it's fading away. Think of momentum in terms of you taking a ball and rolling it down a hill. Based on that hill, it depends on how fast the momentum of that ball finna go, fast or slow. Even let's think about you rolling the ball up a hill. After it gets to a certain point, doesn't it lose momentum? Can't you see it physically losing momentum? You can do the same thing in the stock market, y'all. You can see when the price is rolling up the hill and it's losing momentum. Put a W in the chat if you understand what I just said. I need to know. I got some people in here that's grasping this shit before I go. That mean I did my due diligence. I did my charity work for the day. Anybody still confused? If so, you really need to. I do need to get up with you on a 1v1 basis so I can get you caught up. But right now, y'all, SPY got hit hard. It bounced hard. And it's still under meaningful resistance. That's all this shit is saying to you right now. When you combine everything I just told you, you are not predicting the future like a wizard in a robe. You are reading the battlefield. I'm in charge, Ray. Juju, you. Yeah, Juju. Tell me the skinny, tell me that fell out your pocket, man. What you say? Pull up your charts and look to the left and mark support and resistance lines. That's right, Todd. That's right. This is not a certainty game. It is not certainty. It is probability. Anybody telling y'all SPY is definitely ripping tomorrow, they talking too much. Don't let them pee on your leg and tell you it's raining. Anybody telling y'all SPY is definitely crashing tomorrow, they talking too much. Anybody tell you that is talking too much. They talking too much. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. You got to watch people like that. Yeah, you got to watch people like that. Telling you that the shit finna crash or it's finna go up. The better answer is the chart has a clear pivot. Tomorrow behavior around that pivot tells the story. Find the meme and don't take a call if it's below, says Todd. Hey, Todd, thank you for the help. Todd ain't said no lies in this chat tonight at all. No lies told. Thank you, Todd. So, yeah, we don't think in terms of prophecy or ego. We just look at levels. We reaction and confirmation. And one more thing, because the broader market has been driven by oil and war, SPY today is still vulnerable to macro shock. So be careful. Oil dropped very sharp after Trump talked about this shit being over soon. I mean, that did help, stabilize the equities, but the situation is still very headline sensitive, which means all it takes is for them to say something and this shit could flip. A clean chart setup can still get smacked. Shit still can get tossed around like a rag doll if the story flip again. So that's why I want you to exercise like making your position size a little smaller than what it would normally be and making sure that you get out of a trade when you're wrong. SPY got some short-term relief bounce underway, right? It do. I do think it'll go at least to 681. Thank you for the chili peppers. But yeah, that's the truth. It ain't, it got some short-term belief underway. Relief, I said belief. Let's go to it real quick. One more time. Where's SPY at? Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate it. So if the bulls can defend, and the bulls is the people that think the price is going up, the bears is the people that think the price is going down. If the bulls can defend this 675 level and not let the price break back below 675, and they can keep it above 679 and take it to 684, then this is still a fragile bounce inside of a damaged chart. I don't think it'll break over 685, at least not today. I don't think that. That doesn't mean it won't happen. But again, that's enough. If you want, do whatever you want to do from there. That's all I'm going to say. Do whatever you want to. Take this information and do what you want with that. Pay attention to these key levels, though. I really think I gave y'all more than enough information. Anybody still confused or you need more help from there, or you need to start from ground zero, I highly advise you inbox me right now. Don't do it later. Send me your name and your number and the best time to call you if you need help. Okay? You need help. If you want to join my Discord, it's open right now. The link is in my bio. Hit the link tree. Y'all have a wonderful day. We're going to make today twice as good as yesterday and half as good as tomorrow. Pre-market high is already above 681. It makes sense. Yeah. That was I was just looking at that. The futures was already there. So, yeah. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all again later. I'll go live again tonight at 11 p.m. So if y'all catch me here later on tonight, I'll be live. You're welcome, Telly. I'll talk to you later. Send me y'all number if you're interested in the mentorship, or if you need life insurance, inbox me. I got you. Or if you need a Roth account, some of y'all haven't even opened up your investment accounts yet. It's time to open up your investment accounts and take that. Like, I can't stress it. Take that leap and get started on investing. What are you waiting for? Don't make me turn this into a Everett commercial. Remember the commercials used to be back in the day? Oh no, you about to get a phone.